Welcome, everybody, to the Bush and Me show. It's week 7 already. Can't believe that. So for lucky week 7, we had to go and call in some reserve. We called in former Chicago Bear, 3-time Pro Bowler, Mr. Kyle Long. Kyle, how's it going, man?
What up, Me? It's good to see you, bro. How's married life? Congratulations on your wedding and all that. I'm sure she'll realize the mistake she's made very quickly. She'll be running for the hills.
5 seconds into the show, the first jab. Married life.
I love it. I love it. Hey, come out swinging, baby. That's how you got to do it.
You know, man.
Married life is great. We're saving you a seat for early next year in May. Come on over.
Hey, bro. Here's the deal. So I'm getting married in May as well. So there's gonna be a lot of good. The streets are losing a couple real good legends.
That's
out
tough,
there
man.
this year, next year. It's tough. It's tough to see. The game will never be the same, and they don't make them like they used to, as the old heads say.
No, they do not. It's all right on the other side, though, Kyle. I think you'll enjoy it. It's not a bad place to be.
It's always nice to have companionship and somebody you can talk to when nobody else wants to talk to you, because we all know there are times where it's like there's shit that people just don't want to hear from me, and she has always got my back, so I'm lucky for that.
She has to listen, She has to. That's great. Let's get into it.
Are you gonna grow your hair out when you get married? Because I've seen pictures of Chris, your father, and Howie Jr. They got full heads of beautiful hair.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. When the genetics thing happened, one of the genetics I got most of them. I didn't get the head of hair. I didn't get the old head of hair. And a good man once told me God only made so many perfect heads, and the rest he put hair on. So for that, I thank God.
And you got 2 of them right in front of you, so that's a good call.
Easy now.
We were talking about guys not having each other's back. I want to ask you guys. I'm gonna interview you guys for one question.
Let's do it.
What do you make of the Cowboys locker room right now with all they're talking about? You said it's week 7, and they're already saying McCarthy's unorganized and unprepared. What do you think?
To me, it's like, listen, man, if you're going to say those kind of things about the organization, about your coach, put your name behind it. It's early on in the season. I mean, obviously things aren't going your way. I can't really recall what their record is right now, but they still have time to get it turned around. But if you have unnamed sources who want to come out and start to, badmouth the coach, badmouth the organization, it really doesn't help you, especially week 7. You still got the whole second half of the season. You act like you can't go on a run. It's just very unfortunate that it's happened like this, because they have a lot of talent in Dallas.
I think a lot of it's frustration too. I mean, they're 2-4, and they lost their quarterback for the year. You bring in Andy Dalton, and you lose to a team like the Cardinals, who are up and coming, but perennially aren't really a good team. So I think it's a lot of frustration coming out of there. But hey, you're still in first place. You're 2-4, and you're in first place in the NFC East. So get your stuff together and let's go.
That NFC East is like 1-4, 1-5, 2-4. And all teams are one game away from, seemingly the media makes it seem like they're one loss from being erased as a team in the NFL and one win away from being in the playoffs. It's a crazy place, the NFC East right now.
They're definitely going to have a team that gets in at 7-9 in the playoffs. Might be one of the first teams that ever gets in at 6-10 if they don't find a way to start accumulating some wins over the next few weeks, because the whole league just does not look good right now.
And while we're talking about not looking good, let's jump into the next segment with Adam Gase is getting a lot of heat right now. He's the next coach on the hot seat. They got rid of Bill O'Brien. They got rid of Dan Quinn. So he's the next guy up that they're talking about. Jets are 0-6. You both played for him or under him. He was offensive coordinator in Chicago, 2015. You guys were 6-10 that year. Jump into a little bit about what you guys thought Gase was as a coach.
Bush, I'll start this off. I enjoyed my time with Adam Gase. We didn't win the Super Bowl. We didn't break any records, but I will say, as a quality of life thing, showing up in the building every day with that guy being in your offensive meetings, it was a fun time. I enjoyed him. I thought he was a quirky character. Obviously, him, Dow Loggins, all those dudes have been everywhere together. Maybe it's time to break up the band. Who knows, man? It's been really tough to watch a quarterback like Sam Darnold and young, talented players like Mekhi Beckham fall under the knife of, hey, we're a bad, shitty football team, and everything we do is painted with this awful poop brown that we've become accustomed to affiliating the Jets with. I think they need to protect their quarterback. They need to protect these investments. Mekhi Becton is an investment. Early in the year, he was not healthy enough to start the game, but somewhere in the first or second quarter, they threw his ass in the game. I don't know about you, Bush, but I'd be pissed. Like, if I got an injury and the coach says you're not playing on Sunday, and then the first few drives are so ugly that they're going to go and pull me off the sideline, I had a problem with that. And I don't know if that's a coaching thing or a young player saying, man, I got to get out there, we're bad. But either way, it's a bad look. You can't let stuff like that happen and expect to be trusted and expect to be a head coach for very long in the NFL.
I mean, those are very good points you bring up, though, Kyle. And the fact that you talk about the whole Becton situation, that starts with the organization. You know, if the guy's not healthy enough to go, don't throw him out there. Just because things aren't going your way, you just continue to keep staying the path. But, you know, when it comes to Adam Gase, you know, he entered this league as someone who they quote unquote called the offensive guru, and it's just really not working his last 3 years in the NFL. You know, we had some success our first year in Miami. You know, it's tough for me. You know, I can't really say anything too bad about him because he really gave me an opportunity in Miami. But when it comes to coaching, it's him as the leader of this organization. I really don't. I don't understand how he's still there. You know, they're 0-6 now. They had a terrible outing last week at Hard Rock Stadium versus the Miami Dolphins. I mean, the Miami Dolphins didn't play that great in the second half, and they couldn't get anything going. You still have Joe Flacco, who's your quarterback back there. He has to be able to make plays. The team is just not very in sync. They're not playing for Gase. They're not playing for the organization. It's going to be a tough task this week versus the Bills, so they need to find a way to get it done, or he might be at home.
He might be he might be talking football with us on a podcast.
Hey, we would love to have him on the Bush and Me show. Believe that.
We'll get him on. 2013, he helped. They had the most points in NFL history with Peyton Manning. Peyton loves the guy. I mean, a lot of bad stuff being said about him, but he is 30-40 as a coach, which isn't terrible. If you take out the six losses this year.
You know what? Peyton Manning, do you really expect Peyton Manning to say anything bad about him? I mean, he had a great run with Peyton Manning. They did well by one another. I remember that was the year Peyton Manning had to relearn how to grip a football and throw it. Both those guys were through some shit together. I think that's a cohesive thing when you're on a bad team together, or when you deal with circumstances like that. It ends up strengthening the bond. So I don't expect to hear Peyton say anything bad about him publicly, but I do not expect Adam Gase to have a job for very long. And you know, he's guilty in the court of public opinion of being a shitty coach right now. And unfortunately, the court of public opinion is often what sways decisions in the NFL. It's ridiculous to think about, but the media puts pressure on ownership, on these organizations to get rid of coaches that they deem bad. And right now, the statistics and the record is pointing to the fact that Adam Gase is not a good coach.
Stamp it.
Yeah.
Well, while we're talking about people getting replaced, some news came out this week down in Miami. Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to be replaced by Tua. Tua's coming in. I heard Fitz jump in there and say, you know, he was a placeholder, and this wasn't an if, but a when thing, and this is when they decided it's going to happen. Dolphins are 3-3 right now, second place, one game out of first. I mean, nobody can tell us, I guess, you know, how this would feel as a player like you guys who have been there before. Put us in Fitz's shoes. How would you feel if this was you, Kyle?
Well, the first thing I want to do is set the table for what people are seeing with the Miami Dolphins. And Bush can attest to this. He's been down there. He's seen that organization. When Brian Flores came in, a lot of people were like, hey, tank for Tua. And that's not what he did. He had those guys show up, and they balled out week in, week out. They showed out. Whether they were outmanned, outgunned, whatever, Brian Flores had them prepared. I don't know the guy, but it seems as if the culture is A1 down there. Ryan Fitzpatrick comes in this year because they did end up getting Tua. They didn't have to tank for him because he dropped because of injury. They got their guy, and they said they've had a plan the whole time that after the bye week or whatever, they give Tua the opportunity to go play. And they're sticking to their plan no matter how much Fitzmagic has gone on. And I love Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's been all over the league. He's made a tremendous living for himself by being a trustworthy in the locker room in terms of knowing his playbook. Socially, the guys love him. You see that. I mean, it shines through in the media that this is a likable dude. Like, we'd love to have him. We had Josh McCown in Chicago, and they're completely different guys. But Josh McCown was like that. People loved him. Regardless of what he did, people loved Josh McCown. And it was usually good stuff he was doing. In regard to Fitz and Tua, the coaches made the decision to make Tua their starter. I thought that Fitz was obviously happy about that. You saw him on the sideline pumping him up. It was a really cool scene having Tua come in. And if you just block out the commentary and you hear the crowd noise and you see the guys around him, you can see the amount that he's worked to get to this point. And I'll compare it to this. It's like you come up to a raging river and you got some kids and you're like, we got to cross this river. My kids don't know how to swim yet. So what are we going to do? We're going to teach the kids how to swim. And with Tua, he's a Hawaiian. I'm assuming he swims pretty damn well. They're going to just throw him in the water against Aaron Donald and the Rams and say, you best get to swimming, my guy, because we made the decision. You're our starter, and you saw what Fitz was doing, so you better do more than that.
Well, here's my thing, and Bush, we'll get to you in a second. Like you just said, they're throwing him in the water against the Rams, arguably the best defensive line in the league. You got the Cardinals, who have shut down teams all season. Every game they played in has gone under the total. Then you're going up against the Chargers with Bosa. I mean, they're really throwing him into the water here. They could have gotten through November, I think, and left Fitz in there, then thrown him in the water. Maybe it would be more of a shallow water.
I think situationally. Go ahead. Now, I was just going to say, I think situationally, they've won their last two games. Going back to your point, Kyle, he does bring energy. One thing he does, the team rallies around him. Fitz, I've sat there and I've watched every single game of the Dolphins a couple of times, and he sits there. He sits in the pocket. He will take off and run. He will take hits. He will sit in the pocket. He'll deliver these strikes. And for them guys to come off an exciting victory like that, I know it took him by surprise when they made this move. I mean, Kyle, you and I were in Chicago together, and that's how Leno got his start. I got injured, came back, and the coach told me, no, we're going to go with the younger option. And I think Fitz is going to take the same mindset that I took, and I'm not going to, not be a negative person towards Leno, but just understand that this is a business at the end of the day, and Tua is coming in there, and everybody's excited. I mean, you can compare the hype to Tua, like when LeBron came to Miami. They are excited about this kid. It's like, I get it, and then I don't get the move, but I think Ryan will be a great person that's in Tua's corner, that's continuing to mentor him. It's going to show his professionalism. And if Tua's going to be successful, it's because he has a mentor in Ryan Fitzpatrick there. And it's our duty as being an older player to have that opportunity to play in the league, to help mentor the guys. And sometimes it doesn't go your way, and you have to put your pride to the side a little bit. It sucks. I mean, Ryan, he came out and they had I guess you could say a press conference about it, and he let his emotions out. And he said that he was heartbroken about it. You're a competitor, Kyle, Meehan. You competed for, up until college, and in life, you're always competing. So when you have something taken away from you, when you don't think it should be taken away, you feel like you're still good enough to get the job done. It's definitely a shock to your system, but I know Fitzpatrick will do the right thing and continue to help to fight to succeed. But going back to your point, Meehan, I mean, goodness gracious, you're bringing this guy in against Aaron Donald when he is pretty much, no guard has been able to stop him. Eric Flowers. And
here's the deal, Bush. No guard can stop him, but you know who can stop him? A damn offensive coordinator who's like, we're going to put two sons of bitches on Aaron Donald every play. We're going to rely on our training and our technique to block the other guys. We're not going to let Aaron Donald dictate the terms of this game. Too often, coaches have a hubris, excessive pride, overconfidence, ego that says, my scheme is good enough to beat Aaron Donald. Well, fucking newsflash, guys. Right. Nobody's scheme is good enough to beat Aaron Donald. And there are only a handful of people on the planet, and I'd say it's less than a handful, that could probably block Aaron Donald one-on-one. You got to put multiple people on him. You got to give your other offensive linemen opportunities to win their one-on-ones. You can't say Johnny's bad away from the slide. Our right tackle, Johnny, is bad away from the slide. So we're going to need to bring the right guard to him. No. You're bringing the right guard, and the left guard and the center to wherever Aaron Donald is, and we'll figure out the rest. The reason Tua, I think, is a great option against the Rams is because we've all seen it before when plays break down with great quarterbacks, a la Russell Wilson, a la Pat Mahomes, Kyler Murray. These quarterbacks Lamar Jackson. They're making tremendous plays on second efforts on the play. When the play breaks down, when the pass rush wins, forces them off their spot, who can make the throw down the field, and which unit has the receiving core to play back to the ball offense after their route runs out.
That's it. I mean, they got to go into the game with a great game plan, and it just puts a little bit more pressure on the offensive line of the Miami Dolphins. But you know what? That's why you're here. That's why you're drafted. That's why you're getting paid. Execute the game plan. Protect this young man, and let's see his accuracy, and let's see what he can bring to the table. And they can keep stacking wins, man. They have an opportunity to win this division.
Fitzpatrick throwing for 380 yards is awesome to look at. It looks all well and good. It's great. But I'll tell you what, if Tua comes out and throws for 350, there's going to be a damn party in Miami, and they're going to say, we got it right. We got our guy.
Right.
And they're coming out of a bye week, so you're giving him 2 weeks to prepare for his first game, even if it is Aaron Donald and the Rams. So Flores, hopefully he's making the right call there. Let's move to Chicago now, where you two played together, met and fell in love at first sight. They're 5-1. They're 5-1 right now. Only loss was to the Colts in a low-scoring affair they could have won. Nick Foles, quarterback now, looked great in prime time. He kind of owns Brady now, they say. 2-0 against him. They do have a brutal November coming up, though. They have the Saints, the Titans, the Vikings, and the Packers. This week they have a big test with the Rams on Monday night. Kyle, what do you feel the pulse is in Chicago? I see you smiling over there.
The pulse in Chicago is this. Their defense can carry them to the playoffs and maybe into the playoffs deep. Yeah. If their offensive line can get it done. Because, it comes down to this, and Bush can echo this sentiment. If you don't run the ball, if you don't have physicality and that edge in the front, the offensive line, you're not going to be able to get through many games in the playoffs, because every single team that's in the playoffs with an opportunity to go on to the Super Bowl has a badass unit up front. Yes. You look at the Titans, and obviously Taylor Lewan went down last week, but that unit has an identity. You know what you're going to get from them game in, game out. Even if win, lose, or draw, and they ain't losing right now, they're going to show up and punch you in the mouth, and they're going to say, we're going to punch you in the mouth, and then our 250-pound running back is going to run by all your linebackers and safeties, because they're going to have to make a business decision. Right. Here's the deal. I think Nick Foles is the quarterback. It's the right decision. It's a decision that obviously Matt Nagy and the rest of the offensive staff has come to. I support that. Now you need to understand that their defense is damn good. They're not just a good defense. They are damn good. They can win them games. They're 5-1 on their defense alone. I mean, if you can run the ball for 85 to 100 yards and spell that defense, you have a chance to damn near run the table in the postseason.
I agree. And kind of going back to what you said, I'm going to give a little stats on this. I'm going to take your job, stat man. But they're not even averaging 4 yards a carry. They have 540 yards throughout the season. They have 2 rushing touchdowns. Just like you said, that's a area of their game they have to address, and they have to address it now, because just like you said, the defense will take them to everywhere. The defense will take them as far as the team wants to go. The offense is only converting 36% on third down, but the defense is stopping everybody on 30. Like they're stopping everybody with 32%. So they're doing, obviously the offense has their woes. Even when you get into the red zone, they're only scoring 50% of the time touchdowns, but the defense is keeping the opponents out 36% of the time. So you're right. They have to figure out a way to get better on third down, score more touchdowns in the red zone, and just run the ball, man. Run the ball, put it on the big guys up front, man. That's what it's really about. They can make a really deep run if they run the ball and fix those other 2 aspects of their game.
That defense is so good that they made Tom Brady forget what down it was. I've never seen Tom Brady like that. We still got a 4th down, right? We still got 4th down?
Right. No, son. No.
Somebody was asking me, Bush, they were like, did he forget the play? Did he really forget to get it himself? It's 2 minutes, bro. Nobody knows what fucking down it is. We're just trying to get the ball in the hash, get lined up in a stance, and hear the code words so we know what the protection is.
Right.
Tom Brady doesn't know what down it is. He knows where the end zone is. That's about it.
It's a cluster, dude. 2 minute. He has so much stuff on his plate. Half the time, he's not even getting a call from the coach. He's going through his own mental Rolodex. He's calling the plays himself. He's got to make sure everybody's lined up. He's got to find the mic. And once he finds the mic, then we can carry out our assignments. So 2 minute is a beast. Sometimes, maybe it's one of the offensive linemen's job just to, for the rest of the season, just to make sure they tell, hey, first down, third down, hey, it's fourth down now, Tom. Make sure that you're helping this guy out a little bit. You feel me?
Hey, Tom, it's fourth down.
Somebody tell Tom. It's like the person that. It's like the person that's responsible to get the elder parents their medication in the morning. You guys got me?
Somebody tell him it's Tuesday, not Wednesday. Don't take that.
Yeah. No, wrong pill, Tom. Wrong pill.
Let's leave Tom alone.
Man. His age is definitely showing, huh?
Yeah. Pushing it. All right, let's get into the picks this week. Week 7. Bush is winning right now. Bush is 20-12. Me is 17-15. No pressure, Kyle. Our celebrity picks. We had Jahri on last week. He was 0-3. So if you can pick one game right, you're in the lead. You're like the NFC East right now.
Well, that'll be one thing. That'll be the only thing on earth that I do better than Jahri Evans.
Our fans are 2-0. So you got to win all 3 to beat the fans. Fans are 2-0.
Yeah.
Just a couple stats for you guys out there. The Jets and the Dallas Cowboys are the only teams winless against the spread this year. 0-6. The over in every Saints game has gone over 5-0. They had a bye last week, so they're still 5-0. If you're betting over unders, go high scoring in that game. Cardinals, every Cardinals game is low scoring. They've hit the under in every single game this year. So we're each going to give you 3 picks. I'll start it off. I'm going to start it off in a matchup of undefeateds, 5-0, 5-0. Steelers and Titans. Steelers defense is allowing 18.8 points per game. Titans are 5-0, but the best defense they've played so far has been the Broncos. They played the Vikings, Jaguars, Bills, Texans, all ranked in the 20s and 30s. I think this is going to be a big statement game for Pittsburgh. Even though it's in Tennessee, I'm taking the Steelers.
I like that one. That's one of my 3 picks as well. I'm going to go with no. Here's what I'm going to do here. I'm actually going to go Titans over the Steelers.
Ooh.
Because Pittsburgh did show you the formula of how to stop the run last week, and the Steelers are going to see that. You know what I'm saying? But this is a big-time matchup. It's an opportunity for Ryan Tannehill and Vrabel to prove that they're going to take over this NFL. And I think it's a big move by these guys. But I look for the ball to be in Ryan Tannehill's hands a little bit more. The Steelers have shown that they can stop the run. They did it last week versus the Browns. They're not going to sit here and let Derrick Henry run all over them. I believe in Tannehill. For this one, he's going to be able to. He throws one of the best deep balls in the league. I've said it for the last couple of years. He throws one of the prettiest deep balls, and it's accurate as well. And he can extend legs with his.
Fan of deep balls, by the way.
I am. Yes, I am. Yes. But in Tannehill, I trust. I'm going with him, man. Titans over the Steelers, baby.
Yo, okay. So I like that you guys presented both sides of the coin here, and I'm gonna have to go with me. I really like the Steelers. I love Ryan Tannehill. I love Mike Vrabel. But the loss of Taylor Lewan and the heavy load that Derrick Henry's had to carry the last few weeks, I think that's indicative of what we're going to see. I think the Steelers are going to throw the ball all over the yard. I really do. Also, the lineup of that front 7 from Pittsburgh, that's a tough-ass unit. And as you know, Bushrod, sometimes the elite running units, when they play against these big, tough, physical defenses, it shows that the defense is actually – it's weighted more towards the defense. Like, if you got a badass defense and a badass offense, most of the time I'm betting on that defense to cause a little havoc. Without Taylor Lewan, their left tackle, I think that's their edge up front on the offensive line, and I think the Steelers take advantage of that. Also, I really like Chase Claypool. The guy's been dominant. Big Ben's back.
That's good too, because Jahri was 0-3 last week, and he went against me in 2 games, so jumping on my back is a good move, Kyle. I like it. Support it. We got to stick together.
There's only two options. Dumbass.
It's Mr. Dumas. It's Dumas. My second game, I'm going out to Vegas. No, Bushrod, you can't go. We're still quarantined.
Damn it.
The Raiders are taking on Tampa Bay. Tampa looked great last year, but now they're bringing Gronk into Vegas. He might take the team out there. I'm going with the Raiders on this one. I think Tampa's up for a little letdown. Trent Brown and the whole O-line was sent home for COVID reasons for the Raiders. But they had a bye last week, so I think they're going to have some things together there. And I'm looking for the letdown for Tampa Bay. I'm going with Gruden and the Raiders.
Oh, okay. Well, here's my second game right here. I'm going. You're going to be like, you're crazy. The spread's 3.5 in favor of the Packers, but I'm going Houston over the Packers. Oh yeah, I said it. The Packers they got tested last week versus the Bucs, and who has been the Packers wins? Detroit. Not playing well. The Minnesota Vikings not playing well. The Atlanta Falcons are not playing well. They played a Saints team that was not gelling well. They weren't playing well when they went down to New Orleans. Houston is underachieving all year. They've been underachieving big time. But here's the thing here. I saw it. They took the game into overtime. Houston is 1-4. But listen to this. Their backs are against the wall, Their backs are against the wall. There are reports of all the wide receivers are on the trading block. I think it's going to be a competitive game from start to finish. Do they win? But I think they keep this game pretty close. I really do. I'm going Houston over the Packers. With the 3.5 spread, I like it.
Look at you going out on a limb. I like it too.
So Bushrod is in Canton, Ohio, sipping all kind of gin right now because that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of my life. Aaron Rodgers off of an embarrassing loss. Oh man, that's one guy I don't want to play against.
That's what I did think about that. He's not going to try to drop 2 in a row. That's why I said they might win, but it's a field goal.
David Bakhtiari had an injury in the game, and he was getting beat a little bit. Obviously, it's uncharacteristic of him. He's a really good player. Aaron Rodgers was under fire from that defensive line, so who knows? Maybe the Texans get after him and cause some uncharacteristic turnovers. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go with the. So what? I can pick any game I want.
You can pick any game you want. This is your part of the show.
I really like. Okay, I like this. So the game that you picked Houston over Green Bay, me picked Vegas.
The Raiders over Tampa.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and pick Tampa over the Raiders.
Oh.
You're sick, bro. Trent Brown's not playing.
Trent Brown got to go home and hang out and eat pizza and wings for the day.
He's coming back.
That's a tough break because they were down there training in Tampa Bay into the wee hours of the night, I'm sure. So I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Las Vegas Pirates. Although they've been fun to watch, Derek Carr's been balling, and it's fun to see the Raiders in Vegas. I can't think of a cooler team to have in Las Vegas than the Raiders.
Especially with that head coach.
So you're picking Tampa Bay, but you like the Raiders.
Yeah, but
I really like John Gruden, man.
My third pick.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Shirt
don't you do it.
Some respect. I'm showing you some respect. Here's the foundation. I'm wearing it.
But
I'm also doing this. I'm taking the Panthers, getting 7.5 against your Saints. This is a homecoming. It's a homecoming for Teddy Bridgewater, but don't forget, Joe Brady's coming home too. And Joe wants to show Sean he learned a thing or two, right? The defense has the last 4 games, they've held people to 23 points or less. So your Saints coming off a bye with Mike T, I think they're going to have something lined up for him. Teddy Bridgewater is a sleeper in this league, 30-10 against the spread. So you're giving me the Red Hot Panthers, and you're giving me 7.5 points. I'm taking it all day. In the Bayou, Panthers.
No, I'm taking. You already know who I'm taking.
They're giving the Panthers 7.
They're
7.5.
I'm new to gambling, by the way.
Look, I don't do the spread stuff. He has me up here picking games with the spread. I just want to pick it straight out, but I'm thinking of the spread. But you know what? The Saints, listen to me. The Saints are going to beat the Panthers. They might beat them by 10. I think they're going to beat them by 14. Yeah, you feel me? They're coming off a bye, so they're rested up. They're feeling great. Mike Thomas should be back in the lineup. Emmanuel Sanders, it took him a few games to get rolling, just like Jared Cook last year. But what did he do last game? He caught everything that was thrown to him. He knows the offense a little bit better. He's in rhythm with Drew. Drew trusts him. Now you got Jared Cook, Emmanuel Sanders, and you got the sure-handed Mike Thomas coming back. Robbie Anderson, he is in the top 5, when it comes to receiving yards this year, but he's going to have a tough task against Marshawn Lattimore, Jenkins, and the rest of the DB staff for the New Orleans Saints. Look, man, the Panthers are giving up 50% when it comes to third downs. That's going to be an issue. They're allowing almost 65% touchdown rates when they're in the red zone. The Saints are going to carve these dudes up. I'm sorry to tell you that. They're going to beat them by more than 7.5. Saints over the Panthers. Who that, son?
I like
Joe Brady.
I like Joe Brady. I like Teddy's efficiency. And obviously you said, what is he, 30-10 against the spread, 20-10 against the spread?
In this league, yes, sir.
In this league and in any other league, Teddy Bridgewater's a good quarterback. But I will, you know what? I got to pick the Saints here. I think off a week off, Sean Payton's ability to prepare. Drew Brees, obviously a lot of people are talking about Drew Brees and his arm. But you know what hasn't gone? His brain. He's going to find a way to get these guys together, and his heart hasn't changed. He's still Drew Brees, the leader of that unit. You get Michael Thomas back. Who knows, man? Michael Thomas is a freaking beast.
I forgot about Alvin Kamara. I forgot about Alvin. Did you forget about Alvin? I forgot about Alvin Kamara. Oh my gosh, Meehan, they're gonna beat him by 2 touchdowns. I'm winning this week.
You can set your watch to Alvin Kamara. You know he's gonna show up every Sunday and do what he's been asked to do. The guy is all over the place, receiving the ball, blocking, running the ball. I love Alvin Kamara.
Hey, that's right. You picked a good one this time. I thought the bald head gang was gonna go against me. I was gonna kind of be upset towards the end of the show.
We had one game to save, and then he went against me on the next 2. I should have said nothing.
Who does the Seahawks play?
They're off this week.
Give me another matchup. We'll just go straight up.
Straight up? Oh, there was another one I did like.
Pick another one, you said?
Let's do a straight up pick 'em.
Oh, type it in. Well, look, why Meehan is looking that up, Kyle? I know you got a new podcast out. I didn't know you were so into NASCAR. Tell us about that, man. How can the people check you out?
Yeah, so middle of my career, I got injured in Tampa. I had a really bad ankle injury, and I was looking for something to do when I was out of the facility, and I got into sim racing, like NASCAR sim racing. Made some buddies in that community, and they've got me hooked up with, all things. Then NASCAR reached out and they said, "Would you like to do your own show this year, number 3 team?" Absolutely, I'd love to come out and be a part. And they gave me the Kyle Long Show, and it's every week, Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Every Wednesday, the Kyle Long Show comes out with a new episode. I'm also working on Sundays with CBS doing the pregame, and I've got 2 shows with Amazon on Twitch throughout the week. So it's been a busy schedule. It's not quite what I thought retirement was going to be. I thought it was going to be more yachts and good wine.
Come down to South Florida. You bring your tall, bald-headed self down to South Florida. We'll do a yacht. All these gigs you got going on, you're going to pay for the yacht. I'm trying to get my money to come back in, but you know how it is.
All right, so you wanted to pick. You wanted what? Seattle's playing Arizona. In Arizona.
Oh, I thought they had
Seattle, Arizona. In Arizona, I'm picking Kyler Murray in the Arizona Cardinals.
There you go. I actually like that pick a lot.
So you're supposed to pick against me.
I don't like that one. All right.
No, I'm going with the boy from B.A., man. I'm going straight Russell Wilson, man. I'm going Russell Wilson. I love the pick. I love what he's doing.
You can't make it personal like that. I got to flip-flop my pick if you bring up where he's from.
Hey, man, 2 up, 2 down. Can't swim, she bad in the drizzle.
You think the Cowboys can beat the Washington football team?
Oh, man, that's going to be tough. I think the Washington football team capitalizes on an injured offensive line for the Cowboys, and all those first-round picks show you why they're paid so much damn money when they're chasing little Andy Dalton around like he's got his hair on fire.
There you go. I got one for you. November 1st. You're new to gambling. November 1st. The New York Jets are at the Kansas City Chiefs. What do you think the point spread will be there? Could be in the 30s, they're saying.
Is that what they say, like the 30s?
Well, the high 20s. Usually around 17 is a high point spread. I think that's when the Patriots were like 16-0. They were giving teams 17 points, and they were like, that's ridiculous. They're saying this game could be in the mid-20s.
It's going to have to be because the Bills are getting 13 or 14 this week against the Jets.
Yeah.
What's the biggest spread that's ever happened?
Now you're asking. You got to go and stump the Schwabi for that one. The Super Bowl, Super Bowl III, the Baltimore Colts were giving 16 points to the Jets, and the Jets won outright.
Wow.
But the biggest spread in any game, I've never seen anything in the 20s. I would say it was the year the Patriots were 16-0. They were giving teams close to 20.
I think the spreads are like 50 when it's like the first game of the SEC season where they play like the school of the deaf and the blind. Like they go down and they just like tackle a bunch of like blind kids, and they're like, the spread was 70.
Jesus, man. That's hilarious.
Jimmy,
I'll tell
why
you what,
did you drop the ball? I didn't know they threw the ball at me.
What's a ball? But no, honestly, this Cleveland and Cincinnati matchup, I love the way Joe Burrow is playing this year, man. I'm a big fan of this guy. I think he has a huge upside and a bright future in front of him. I'm a fan of this Cleveland, though. This Cleveland and Cincinnati. I think they'll be able to pull this one out.
I would go Cincinnati on that too.
Cleveland, Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Yep.
What's the spread? Are we going straight up?
Straight up.
Oh, I'm picking Cleveland.
Cleveland going to bounce back?
They have to bounce back, bro, or else the place is going to implode again for the 80th season in a row.
If Cleveland doesn't bounce back, will you grow your hair out?
No.
Don't wanted to grow my hair out, it wouldn't happen.
Same with me. It only comes in on the size nowadays.
Well, I don't have that problem.
Bushrod used to come into the building. He'd get a haircut on like a Friday, and then he'd come in like the next week, and he would have to get another haircut because his hair grew so fast. I remember being so jealous of.
That's back when I had the high top too, huh?
You did.
I think I was going through something in life.
House party.
Definitely channel my inner kid player.
All right, Kyle.
It is what it is.
Thanks for coming on. You're on the road trip still. Good luck. Stay safe. Enjoy the time off. And thanks for coming on the show, man. We always appreciate it.
It's always fun chatting with you, me, and Bush. And anytime you guys want to talk, let me know, man. I'm around. I got time for you guys. I got a lot of love for y'all.
We got love for you, man. Too,
all right, guys. Well, have fun and have a great night. Peace.
All right, brother.
Thanks, Kyle. We'll see you.